Hi everybody, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles, and I am here with a new project for us. So I made some different, looks like one of my buttons is falling apart, some different kinds of Christmas trees. So these are so easy. It's a great scrap buster, or for you to use, papers you have on hand and embellishments. I'm thinking this will be a great topper for a smaller journal. They can be tags. They could just be put on a junk journal page. I think depending on, how much you do to them, they don't have to be that chunky. So anyway, lots of ideas. I have some other ideas of some we'll make together. These I made with some crocheted lace ribbon and some of my vintage buttons, and I used some papers from my Santa and Friends kit just because I love the colors, and I thought using the music background would look really pretty. This has some sorry silk on it, so all kinds of things, and that's what we're going to play with today. It's so easy. You guys are going to love it. I think I am going to use my hot glue today just because it does make things for some of it, like the buttons and when I was doing the lace, a little bit easier. So um, you use whatever you have. Fabrifix would work if you're going to use some ribbons. You could sew the buttons on, just lots of options. Okay, so this Santa and Friends kit, this is just parts of it that I had printed from when I was making something with it, I think last year. So we're going to just use some of these pages, and isn't it cute? See what we can find. I will link the kit for you. Of course, you don't need this kit to make this project, but if you're interested in them, I'll have that linked for you. All right. I am just looking through to find one. I think I want to do another one with the paper that has some of the sheet music, like these strips. So I do like I found it is much easier if I start with strips of the same size. And this one, I actually cut the strips from one of the envelopes in the kit that was shaped like this, but it had the poinsettia on there. So again, get creative. If you have paper, that you haven't used, that would be a pretty one too. Um, and just think, of course, if you have lots of strips and offcuts of something, that would be great as well. We could make one with that portion of a tree too. So, all right, I'm going to stay with my original idea and just pick some of the music to attempt to work with. So let me set that out of the way. And I just decided we would do the whole thing together. I didn't prep the papers. I just chop them up. So let's do our strips. Let's do 3 inches long. And then one I did, this one, was a little bit longer. One I did with a little bit longer and a little bit wider, like 1 inch. This is a 1 inch strip. This is a 3/4 of an inch. You can make smaller ones, and that is whatever the ribbon was. Let's see. That one was 3/4 of an inch as well. Let's do the 3/4 of an inch. It worked well, and we'll just go with that. So this paper, let me go ahead and just chop it at 7 just to make this a little easier on myself. And I am just going to cut strips that are 3/4 of an inch wide, which is a little hard to do when I'm talking. And depending on how big you want to make your tree will depend on, that's a little pretty piece, how many of these strips you're going to need. Let me see how many I ended up with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there are 6. So we're going to make one like this. Now this one that has just the 3 layers on the tree. This one I went a little crazy and I did 1, 2, 3, 4. I did like the 5 layers. So I started with 5 pieces instead of 3 at the bottom. We'll make one with some lace too, even though it's the same process, just to show you that as well. Now I do need to pick a piece of paper. Some of these I just did on index cards. I was thinking it might be fun to do it on a solid, one of the background pages. And I actually have some freebies on Buy Me a Coffee that coordinate with this kit. Did some little squares, and then separate some background pages if you just need some background pages. So just a thought. I was thinking it might be fun. Let's see what it looks like on here. Let me cut this to the size I wanted. Let's just make it 3 wide, and it was already 4 1/4. So 3 by 4 1/4, and we'll save those for something. Now, I just did a video showing y'all my haul I got when I was on vacation, and this is my new ink pad vintage photo in the distress oxide. I have a regular vintage photo, and it's well used, and so I just wanted a new one, and I wanted it in the distressed oxide. I'm going to go ahead and just ink my strips, and inking, of course, is always optional. But get those in there. Oh, another thing that I'm doing today is I'm using my brand new microphone that my husband gave me for my birthday, and this is my first time using it. I tested it a few times, and hopefully everything's going to go smoothly. Let me know if you can tell a difference in the audio, if you can hear me a little better, or if there's less background noises. I have not had anyone intentionally open the garage door to let me test it. It just seems to periodically happen at times. So hopefully at some point we'll find out, does it help or not, or when the dogs start barking, all of those things, right? Okay, so then all I did with the strips is I didn't crease them, like a hard fold, but I just folded them over in half and glued them together end to end. Okay, like that. I'm going to do that for all 6. If you are enjoying my videos, this is my friendly reminder. Please give the video a thumbs up. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. If if you like the project, if you're gonna try this idea, or if there's ideas you have for other projects you'd like to see. I'd love to hear from you and know that you're out there. And it also tells YouTube that you like what I'm doing, and maybe we'll show my videos to people that haven't found me yet. So thank you for doing your part to help. I appreciate it. And I love hearing from you guys. And when I don't hear from you for a while, like I wonder how, so-and-so is. So do know that I think about you guys and appreciate you spending time with me. Okay, one more. Now, the way I did mine is I went ahead and glued my tree together. Then I decided on embellishments. One I did liquid pearls on, and then I did buttons on these and cut out stars to put at the top. So, all right. Oh, and we need a trunk for the bottom of our tree. Now, this one I did with just a little piece of brown ribbon, and I really like the color. Maybe I have this one little strip. Let's just use this for this one's trunk as well, since I have a little piece left. And I'm not really worried about seeing the tree. It's just to give us some background behind there. Now I'm going to use just a really thin dab. My trunk is a little crooked. Let's see if I can get the bottom at least a little more straight. I don't know that it matters. But of course, now that I've decided I want to, I'm like, ooh, let me see if I can. I'm probably going to make it worse. There. All right, now I think when I get my tree on here, we're not even going to see that it was kind of crooked at the top. All right. So I'm going to just glue the first piece down. All right, and I'm kind of seeing like how much of the trunk do I want to see. And then with these, I think it looks better if you kind of, keep them fairly even. So I am looking at the bottom to help me and just getting a little bit of a curve to the bottom of that tree. And again, using the cardstock, you can just use, regular glue. All right. And again, this is going to be one of the smaller trees. So I just did 3, and then we'll do 2 on this layer and kind of get them in between where we had them, and then the top. Okay. Now, that looks great. It's going to look really nice once we do a star. Now, I am not the best at stars. This star came from the kit, and then I just kind of traced and made one a little bit bigger. These I did on my own, and I did 2, and they're kind of wonky, and I like that. To me, they look, real vintagey. Same here, one from the kit, though. So I don't have one from the kit to use, but I am going to draw on the back so we won't see it, about where this red flower is, a star. And I'm doing the, grade school star, where we do a triangle and a triangle. Is it the Star of David, maybe? And then we're going to cut it out. And if we like it, I'm going to probably do one just a little bit bigger to go underneath it. So we'll have 2 layers. Now, if you have a punch, like a paper punch that does stars, that would be a great option. You could put a button at the top of your tree. You could punch out, whatever you like. That's going to look cute, I think. But I definitely want a larger one, probably with the more neutral paper. So now, just to get it hopefully approximately the same shape but bigger. Like I said, I'm intentionally wanting these to look kind of wonky, because to me that makes it look, I don't know, a little more handmade, a little more vintage, something like that. We'll see how I did. One I did was really bad, and I had to start over. I didn't use it. It was like, ugh. That didn't work. But again, they don't have to be perfect. And that's another reason why I wanted to show you me doing them, is because I just think it takes some of that pressure off of us that everything has to be perfect all the time. Now, these are from the same piece of paper, and it's not popping very much at the top of my tree. So we may, here in a minute, add some liquid pearl or some glitter or something. I don't know yet. Now, I think I need the one underneath to be like maybe sheet music and lighter. What do y'all think? Is this paper big enough? It might be. Let's try that. I'm going to save this, and we may use it on a different one. It's just because it's not popping for me, and I want it to pop a little. So y'all are going to get to watch me try this again. Okay, here we go. So I went through, I know I posted that video for you guys from some of my last year and other year projects that I've done. Thank you guys for watching it. It got quite a bit of interest, so I appreciate that. And yeah, I like that better. And I did go through and add, I did a better job of trying to find the Christmas videos and putting them on the playlist. So there are more on there now. And I tried to respond to you guys with links and stuff to some of the different projects. I'm going to do some Christmas one-page wonders and gift card things and stuff for this year that, hopefully it'll be a little different or using different papers and things, but you do have that library of videos to go back and look if you're like me and doing a lot of Christmas crafting or, wanting ideas. So, yeah, I did that. I just wanted to tell you guys that I did do that. Okay, let's pick some buttons. So you can kind of push these down more or less depending on what you're wanting to do. And I discovered that I don't have as many red buttons, and I've used quite a few. I do have this lovely jar of yellows though. So let's see if we have some we want to use. I'm kind of we don't have to put one on every branch, but I do kind of like them. Something a little brighter. It's a little tiny. Again, I don't want them too big and I don't want them too little. I'm quite picky about my little buttons here. Now, I have my jar that are, oh, I see a couple that might work, of reds. But I may have to dig into my other basket too. Of course, I saw one that I really wanted, and now I don't see it. Isn't that the way it is? Always at like the bottom. See, that would be cute at the top. Maybe it may be too big. Maybe here and here. I think I want some more yellow. Like that one isn't quite yellow enough. I don't know. Okay. And that one's kind of fading away too. It was the size, but not exactly the color that I wanted. There's nothing like wanting to find just the perfect thing. What does that one look like? Yeah. Okay. We're going to go with these. A lot of my red buttons to me look burgundy or purple today. See, purple. But I'm going to leave them in there for now. I guess when I was sorting, I decided to be generous with what was possibly going to be red, right? All right, now that does cover up my flower quite a bit. Let's see. I do have a little teeny tiny basket over here with some. I don't think I'm going to put one at the top right now, even though I do kind of like that. I'm thinking we may try to put some kind of sparkly something. Okay, so all I did, and if you want to add strings to these, like that one has the old string. If you want to tie bows on them, if you want to sew them onto the paper before you glue your branches down, again, make this your own. I am just gluing them down and not worrying about it. And I think they just look cute. And they don't have to be in the same spots. You can kind of move them around if you want. Okay. Let me set these over here. Now I have my new liquid pearls too, and I showed this, and I think I started telling y'all I did a haul video right after I got home. Whoa, that came out super fast. I'm not used to it coming out so easily. Hadn't used the new ones yet. Just get a few little dots up there. What colors did I get in case you didn't watch that video? I got white opal. The rose gold would have been really pretty. This one's platinum pearl, and this is one I've been using for a long time that I already had. I'm not sure. I had some other colors before. We'll have to see how that I mean, the white looks kind of bright, how that looks when it dries. Now, in this paper kit are some of the words, and I did that on a few of these, and I was thinking I might, let's do peace and see how that looks on there. There we go. And like I said, if you have any kind of papers, but to me, having some that, you know, you've already have printed, or like I said, even just some of us have enough with scraps that you could make one of these. What a cute little Christmas card this would be. Or again, because I can layer it onto a card later, is kind of what I'm thinking, or make it more into a tag or something. But I'm going to leave them like this for now because I also think it would be a cute journal topper. So precious. Okay, so let's set that one there. Now, I promise doing the one with the ribbon is the same thing. Now, I could use a different, let me see, a different lace. I have another one. Let me grab this one. So we used this one, which I think is basically this one. I was thinking, is there like a smaller one that might look good? I definitely think it's gonna, ooh, like this one. It's gonna do better with, not with like a scalloped, if that makes sense, like the scallop on the lace. All right, let me pin that one back together. I think I'm going to use, if I can find the end on this one. Of course, this happens to me all the time. That's not a great pin for that job. All right. Sorry about this, y'all. I think I want to use this other one. So we're going to pin this one here with that bigger pin. All right. And see if we can find the end to this one. I don't know. It's hiding from me. Sometimes with these that come on the boards like this, I end up taking off and rolling. Ah, there's the end. Okay, now to do the other one, I think I did 3 inches. And it does help, again, to have them be approximately the same length. So let's just go ahead and cut them approximately 3 inches each. All right. And if I want to make a big one, I need more than 6, right? So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll go ahead and do a big one because why not? I think it looked cute. It'll be a little smaller because our lace is smaller. So that's 1, 2, that's 5. And then I need, for the next layer, 4, 2, 3, 4. And then, and I'm just doing them all the same size. Just to help me count though, it's a little bit easier to do it by the layer. Okay, this is 3, and then I'll need a 2 and a 1. You may be able to also make them different lengths, right? And it work, but it's easy to layer them this way and not have to worry. So that's what I'm doing. Having to get them all positioned and make sure you got everything covered up the way you want it. All right, let's see how this works. Now this one, like I said, I put on a card. I have this piece. I did think about that. I was like, that would be pretty. The gingham that I may put on the card to give us a pop of green, kind of like I did here. I don't know. We'll see if we like it. And if not, we will do something else. I am going to, instead of wrapping it around, I'm going to just trim it off right there. And we'll just use, again, a thin little bit of glue just to hold it down some onto the index card. You could do this on a library card, just a piece of scrapbook paper, anything, right? You really can do these on anything. Now I'm going to go ahead. This ink pad is so, look at that, nice and juicy. I am in heaven. I have not had one. It's because I leave them open for so long. They close it when I'm crafting. And even with re-inkers, they just never have the same bit of wonderfulness as they do when they're brand new. Okay, let's make a tree trunk. I'm going to put it right there, I think. Just a little bit. I just really like that as the trunk. All right, now again, this time we're doing 5 across. So we'll start with 1, and because this is lace, when I put the dab of glue down, it was enough to hold both layers, if that makes sense. So honestly, I think the big thing is again, just try that one. I didn't get, the most even, but try to get it even along the bottom. And that is where I think having these cut the same length really help. Come on, glue gun. Don't act up when I'm doing a video. My glue gun I got for Christmas last year. Again, it was a gift, and it has gotten a lot of use, and it's usually just fine, but sometimes it just, I don't know what it's doing. I don't know if the glue stick isn't pushing in or grabbing it. I'm just not quite sure. All right, we're doing the same process, and I'm just layering, trying to, like, where the gap is, putting the next piece. I don't know if my words are making sense, but I hope they are. All right, and then one more on this layer. Yeah. And it looks a little wonky, but once I get them all on there and then we decide what we're going to embellish it with, I think it'll be fine. And using the larger ribbon, what's nice about that is the larger buttons works. I don't have a lot of the teeny tiny buttons. So we'll see, since I decided to go with smaller lace. On glue. There we go. One, 2, and then 3. We're almost to the top. I just think it's so fun. And I saw this, by the way, on Pinterest. Somebody had done it with some ribbon, not lace. And then I was like, I'm going to do that with paper. And then I'm like, I really want to try it with the crocheted lace. One, I have a lot of the crocheted lace, right? And I just thought with the buttons, it would look cute. This tree is like other real Christmas trees. It is some of them, not all of them, are a little wonky. And mine has decided to be a little wonky. We'll see if I can fix it as we go. It could definitely be taller. This one turned out so much better. I don't know what I did. It's like I totally went that way for some reason and didn't keep it on the right line here. Would it look better if I added more? It might. Let's cut a few more, and I'm not going to glue them down yet. Let's just see if that is the fix. Let's see. Like if I went... these are not glued down because I don't want, I was just trying to see if I could even up the side a little bit. Yeah, I think I can. Oh, we'll go for it. Why not? Okay. Ouch. I did all that without getting myself burnt. And then I just felt it. Ooh. That'll wake you up. All right. I'm going to try to turn it a little and see where we're at. All right, now we'll need one here and then one at the top. And again, I'm just cutting these using the grid at approximately 3 inches a piece. Oh, it definitely looks better. What do y'all think? I think so. And we will figure out the topper. And it's going to, I think, look fantastic. There we go. So this one is kind of full and fluffy. And here's that wonky star, but it's kind of cute here, isn't it? All right. And then let's get this out of the way. Find a pin for it. I'm going to have to get out somewhere. I ended up in a package of like pins, and I need to get them out because I need a few more, I think. Okay. For the star topper, so this was part of that piece. If I had realized I had that piece, I would have used it because that got into the neutral. Okay, distracted. I need another little star for right here. And I'm trying to decide what color I want it to be. I'm looking at my scraps from the kit. I could attempt, that's Santa, the cutest. He's like my favorite. I could attempt to cut one out right here. Whoa. That is a little bit smaller. I don't think I drew it where I need it. I need it to be about right here. Forgive me. I am going to just draw over that one, and hopefully I'll be able to cut this out. I should have done this with the paper before I started drawing, but I think we're going to be okay. All right. And I do have a punch, a paper punch, like, you know, the circle punches that is in a star shape. But I don't know, I kind of like the crazy of this. Okay, a little bit of ink. It's a little crazy. That one is already inked. I'm going to do the hot glue here to cover up that. And since it's in my hand, I'm just going to put a dot there to make our star a little bit wild and crazy. Now, one idea I had, a lot of people don't have buttons. Now, you can always do faux buttons, but let me see. There was a page, well, even like this one, there's a few little ornaments. And I was thinking the little ones on that tab might be too small. Let's see what we have. La-di-da. I think this is the freebie, y'all. If you want to go over to buy me a coffee if you haven't grabbed it, it's there from last year. I thought I had some of the scraps that had little ornaments. Well, I see some itty bitty ones there. We could make berries into ornaments, couldn't we? All right, let's see. Let's see what I can come up with. All right, this one, and again, we could use a punch. I don't know that my circle punches are small enough to do what I want to do. Okay. So if I tuck it up under like that, let's just see. I'm not going to glue anything just yet. Let's see. I can make this an ornament. We can always do like a pretty flower on there as well. I think it'll be cute if I can get enough little pieces. We'll try it. And so if you want to just cut little circles of paper or punch them out if you want to. This one I'm going to make a little bit bigger for the bottom of the tree. Like down there maybe. They look like little apples, but you can have apples on your tree. A lot of people decorated with cranberries and fruits. My first tree that I had with my roommate after we graduated from college, we had an apartment, and we had lived together, of course, in the dorms, but, you know, we had not had an apartment, and we were both working. So we went home for Christmas, but we were, you know, at our apartment a lot more during the holiday than we would have been, you know, in the dorms at college. So anyway, we got our first tree, and we didn't have really any ornaments. So we set up one night and strung popcorn, and we strung cranberries, fresh cranberries, and we what else did we do? We spent our money on the tree, a live tree, and the stand, and some lights. That's what we spent our money on. And then we made just all the garland, and I think we may have made a couple of ornaments. I think we even did like some gingerbread, which is anything that wasn't expensive, because we did not have much of a budget. And it was a beautiful, beautiful tree. One of my favorites of all time. And that roommate, my best friend, her name's Jennifer, she's actually going to be here this year to celebrate Thanksgiving with my family. So that will be a treat for us for sure. All right, now the question is, do I want to put this up here with my star, or put it sort of like an ornament? Let's see if I can get one or two more of these little bitty ones. And again, I am not even at all worrying about these being perfect. Yeah, and I'm not even going to worry about inking them. I am going to put a touch of hot glue on each one. I realize I have a hair there. It just got glued to my tree. Yeah, and it's just a little bit different idea than the buttons that I thought y'all might appreciate. The strings, you know what I'm talking about, the hot glue strings, make me crazy. Okay, this one, I'm not going to even pull out of there. I'm going to leave him right there. And if you're worried about the hot glue, you can just use like Fabrifix. That would work great. It does paper to paper, paper to fabric, ribbon. You just have to, you know, let it dry. All right. It would be nice if I had one maybe for right there. Let's see if I can find something else to cut out. Would like one a touch bigger. And I stayed with circles, so I don't know if I want to do a flower, but I might be able to do that. Ah, I think it worked. All right. Now, if we, yeah, that's cute. It's different and I like it. You know, it's just, it's got a different look. You have to tell me what y'all think of this one. I could print more of the ornaments out on the larger sheets. And if I was going to make it again, I probably would. Oh, was this supposed to be on here and didn't get glued down? I don't know if it was or if it was just one I left out. But let's put it on here. Why not, right? You can't have too many ornaments. Now, do we want a word on this one? Maybe something here. Let's do, I wonder, I don't know if I'm going to like "Oh Christmas Tree" on here across the top, but let's cut it out and see. And if not, I think I'll do one of the shorter words and just put it to the side. But let's just see. We might decide we like it, especially with a little bit of ink on it. Oh, Christmas tree. I don't think so. I don't think I want to do that. I do have an idea, though, of what I might put up here. So give me one sec. Let's try. Let's see if Merry and Bright is too long for where I want to put it. And if not, we'll just go with Joy because that one's always short and easy. Just thinking. Yeah, we're going to go with Joy now that I've on my third one that I'm going to cut out for you guys. But now, see, I have these cut out and I can use them if I don't lose them, right? Use them or lose them, Pam. Our goal is to use them, not to lose them. All right. Now, if I put Joy there, but before I do, I was thinking I have this one little piece left. Would it be cute as a tag topper? Maybe like that? Or would we like it better like that? I think I like it wide. We're going to go wide. All right, so I'm going to just lay it down. And then I'm going to leave it where, you know, it's kind of like a little thing at the top. Just glue it right to the edge. Yeah. This one looks nice and rustic. Yeah. We need something here. So we'll just put Joy right there. Because again, why not, right? All right. I hope my microphone has worked and you guys were able to hear me. And why is that jumping? It's jumping a lot. These are so fun. I think now that this is drying, I'm okay with those liquid pearls. Like I said, they came out kind of big, and if you do something like that, you can wipe them off right after you put them on, or you could glue another star on top, and that's what I'm going to do if I decide I don't like them. Okay, now these I did, actually, I'm going to put another, I'm going to try and remember these come out fast because they're new. And I said that. Now see, this is where you can just use your finger. The finger tool and wipe it off. That's a pretty color though, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to just try really quick to do some of these rose gold ones too, just to brighten it up a touch. I don't know. We'll see. They're a little more liquidy. Maybe it needs to be shaken up. And what I should learn to do is this. Like when you're not sure how it's going to come out, get a test piece of paper. See how they're spreading a lot? That size is pretty though. I always tend to do little bitty ones, but yeah. Okay, so I'm going to let those dry. I think I'm okay. Those, oh, I'm not going to let those dry. They ran together. I don't know what is going on. Now I have liquid pearl everywhere and all over my fingers, but it's okay. I'm going to see how these dry. They are spreading a little. It may just be they need to be mixed together better. I don't know. Look, those are running together too. All right. I am going to just wipe them all off and worry about if I want to put something else on these later. I think that it will dry and be fine. And now I have this little piece of paper over here. And I'm going to go wash my hands. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'm going to throw that away. And that you got some ideas for some Christmas tree crafts. And I know I did, and I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, I hope you have a great, great day. Thank you.